What's up, everybody? I'm back. Sorry for the hiatus. I was working 3 jobs and it was like impossible to make any videos, and yeah, I just kind of needed a break to like get everything together. I also had some like personal stuff going on, but I'm back, and I figured I would start with a light video. As you can tell, I am a big nerd on this channel, and there are already rumors, I think from like a week or 2 ago, of the PS6 coming to us, maybe rumored in fall of next year, or almost next year, 2027. For me, that feels a little early, but I think if you're someone like me where it took like 2 years to get your hands on a PS5, it's like, oh, we're already getting the next one? That's crazy. So I think that COVID, which I know everyone always brings up, but like really that delay kind of made this console feel like it hasn't been out as long as it has. I think also just like some of the things that PlayStation are doing is just like, what are we doing here? But let me not get ahead of myself. Basically, the point of this video is that I have some concerns going into the next console generation. So I figured I'd probably bring that up, and share with you guys, see what you guys think. So number one, we're gonna start off with the price. Now, if you haven't heard about tariffs, I mean, we're constantly going back and forth about, are they in place? Are they not in place? Who the hell knows? I doubt the government does. But that being said, I mean, we've already seen Nintendo start putting their games out at $80. I think Pokemon's not, but you know what I mean. Like they already started it. Microsoft tried to do it twice. They failed twice with Outer Worlds 2 and then Borderlands 2. I know Borderlands 2 is multi-platform, but you know what I mean. PlayStation has already hiked up their console prices. Microsoft has already hiked up their console prices. It just feels like, is the PS6 gonna come out and be like expensive? Because the PS5 Pro is already $700 when it dropped. Or is it gonna be something a little more reasonable? Is it gonna be 500, 600, which is still high, but like, is it gonna be like what we're kind of used to, added with a little inflation? Or is it gonna be something crazy like $700, $800? I know consoles aren't the same as handhelds, which you would think that consoles were more expensive, but I mean, these handhelds are coming out at like $1,000. So yeah, my first concern is like, is this gonna be so expensive that it's like, all right, cool, I'm gonna have another, situation where it takes me like 2 years just to get my hands on one of these consoles, because I don't make money like that. So that's number one. Number two, I am worried about the lineup. Of course, maybe PlayStation has some things in their pocket, but I was literally talking to my friend about this on Saturday, I think, and I'm like, all right, so we're probably gonna get like Intergalactic, which is the new Naughty Dog game when that comes out, like PS6 version. I imagine they'll do another Wolverine, PS6 version. We got GTA 6 coming next year, so there's that. But again, this is like next year stuff going into the following year. So it's like, unless you're cooking something back there, like I just can't imagine right now what a good lineup would be. It'd be like, yo, I gotta get a PS6, other than playing like the games that we're probably playing from 2026 and just being like, do you want that to look better? And going into what I was kind of hinting at in the beginning, if you're not really into gaming news, but you're someone watching this, PlayStation was like, we want a live service game. We want like a Fortnite style game. If you don't know what live service is, basically it's a game you buy once, or it's free to play, and then they just keep giving you stuff, and then that's how they make their money, is you buy the skins, you buy the packs or whatever. So PlayStation wanted to make one of those, and it makes sense, it's where the business is kind of going. And so they tried, and you would think something reasonable, maybe 3 times, 5 times. No, they tried 14 times to make a game of like that style, again called live service, and none of them worked. And so some of their studios are now back to the drawing board, and it's like, okay, cool. So that again affects the lineup, because it's not that we have a game coming from some of these studios that we know, because now they're starting over. So again, it's even less of a reason of like, well, why would you put out the PS6 when it doesn't really feel like you got anything going? Like, it seems like you're kind of snowballing what your teams are doing and then you're also putting out a console. So it's like, why would you do that? It's like making a record label, but you're like, we don't really have any artists or songs to put out. It's like, why were you hyping this up then? So that's kind of my second concern. My third concern is that it seems like consoles, since like kind of the PS3 into the PS4, even the PS4 into the 5, are kind of getting a little more iterative. Yeah, I got it. Iterative. No, I got it the first time. That word. Where basically that, like, you know, the graphics are getting better. I'm not gonna pretend like games aren't looking better. But it just feels kind of like phones nowadays, where it's like things are getting slightly better than the last one. I mean, I'm recording on a new phone, so I'm sure this looks better than the last videos I put out, but it's not, we're not getting these huge jumps like from the PS2 to the PS3. So it's like, okay, do I want to drop another, again, who knows how much, $700 on this new console that plays the old games that I have, but they look better and they probably run a little better, but like, do I need to jump out and go get that like ASAP? Or is it gonna feel like, you know what, maybe I should wait a couple, like a year or two before I actually snag up this next console generation? A fourth reason is just kind of like an asterisk on this one. I'm not too concerned, but I figured I'd add it in here. So Unreal Engine 5 seems to be having problems with some games, which is just kind of the software they used to be making a lot of the games lately. I know PS5 Pro specifically has been having more issues with some of the newer games than PS5. Another small concern, but I'm like, cool, when we get to the PS6, is it gonna be so beefed up on the hardware that like that problem will be dissolved and then we don't have that for like a PS6 version of a game? It'll be like, all right, it's good to go? Or am I gonna have to be like, oh, you know what, the PS6 version, it's a little wonky, but it works on the PS5 and the PS5 Pro, so, you know, just stay tuned until they fix it. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is the first time in a while where I'm like, all right, maybe I'll wait and see you know, what kind of happens with all of these things that come together when the PS6 does launch. If it does launch in 2027, again, this is all rumors, if it is worth, you know, getting it sooner than later, or if I should just actually wait and then hop in, you know, when the time is right. By the time I got my PS5, there's plenty of games to play. Cyberpunk, the original version before the big update in the DLC, was actually working. So when I played Cyberpunk, I was like, oh, okay, this game is actually pretty cool. And there was like a good backlog of games already ready to go and games I was looking forward to. And I already have a backlog as it is. So I'm like, maybe I'll wait for some time before I get the PS6. But again, all speculation. Who the hell knows? My original internal, not rumor, my like bet was like, oh, 2027 is when we get the trailer and stuff. Like, oh, hey, yes, we are making it, but they're not gonna drop it until 2028, which feels more right to me. Granted, that's still, I could be right. Only time will tell. But let me know if you're excited for the PS6, if it does come almost next year, in the comments below, what you think the lineup will be, and also any bells and whistles you want for the console, because those things always surprise me because I never really think about that stuff. But yeah, I'm back to making videos. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.